Hey guys, it's Matt. Let's connect using PuTTY real quick. So I'm going to start PuTTY. If my window will come up here. And what I'm looking at is the startup screen from PuTTY, and I'm going to enter the server name SYCCUXAS0101, no dash, pcc.edu. Okay, so the first thing it's going to ask me is my username, which I'm going to type and then the password. So that logged me in. Now, be very, very careful when you type your password for the first time. A couple things to keep in mind. There's an automatic lockout. If you type it wrong 3 times, it will kick you out, and then you'll have to wait for 10 minutes. So a lot of students get spun up not knowing that they've locked themselves out, and it's not really easy to tell because there's no indication back from the terminal how many characters even you've pressed. So you have to be very slow and deliberate because it's going to go to the server and back, and so there's a bit of a latency in that. So you want to make sure that you're being deliberate, precise, and that you get the string that you think you're sending sent. Okay, so once I've done that, I have this great shell I can use, and I'm connected. So now I can type commands. One thing that I wanted to show you guys, let's say I type ls. Okay, so this is a command that we'll talk about soon that lists out the files in my home directory. Now, one thing that I can use, and this is really, really handy, is the history command. Let me clear the screen. If I press enter after I type history, I get a list of every command I've entered in the shell going back across logins. So all of my history is here. I have in this buffer 1,000 and some odd commands that I've entered, and so I can view them this way. And this is really handy if I want to review what exactly did I type, if I want to explain the results of a command. Maybe I typed something, the results didn't match what I expected, and so I need to go back and review my history so I can see exactly what I typed, and maybe then I can see that the syntax was wrong. So let's pick on number 996. If I use the bang command, this is another feature, I can use the number in the history list. See how 996 is the tar command here, which has parameters. We'll explain what it is. But if I enter it by number, I hit enter with the exclamation point, it will attempt to run that command. Now that command didn't work when I ran it the first time because that file doesn't actually exist. But if it did, I would not get the error. But the point is, if I do history again, you can see that I now have a new instance of that command having been run in my history, and then the history command itself is in my log here. So that is one really useful way to review what you've done, maybe to try to explain things. And another nice thing, in addition to calling them up by number, is that you can just use the up and down arrow keys to move through that list. So up goes back in time, down brings the command back to the current one. So I can basically just page through this list and hit enter and rerun any command in my history like that. So that's really useful. I use it all the time, and I just wanted to let you guys know about it because there are some very exacting commands, and a nice thing about being able to call up any one of the commands that I've typed previously is that I can now change the parameters without having to go back and change the other details. I can just edit and only rerun the command with what I need. So hope this was helpful. We'll take a look next at some of the mail setup, or some of the mail commands we're going to be using.